Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Pakistan, India, and the world. I have here a few very interesting developments. The first one, we found out, according to the Telegraph, which actually confirms what I've been saying, Pakistan is a country ruled by a junta, by a military junta. Junta, chunta, kunta kinte. That's what they are. They are led by the most powerful person in Pakistan, is a general. Now, this general is helped by the democratic countries. United States of America gives, I think, to Pakistan, Egypt, and Israel. Those are the biggest military aid recipients, because we like democracy, not India. Oh, we want to give the Indians, but we want to tell them what to do after that. And India says, no, you can't do this, father-in-law. Remember, in family, don't allow your in-laws to give you a loan and then come back and tell you, hey, you need to do this, I give you the money. No, the fact that you help me, it doesn't mean that you come and tell me what to do with my life and my wife or husband, whatever it might be. All right, so what do we have here? Pakistan's most powerful man holds the key to war with India. All right, that's the first topic. The second one, I want to show you how the media, I think, is disgracefully referring to the Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi. I will show you. They don't call him the Prime Minister of India. They call him India's leader. And you can say, so what? Well, just a second. From my experience, when you are dropped from your title as president or prime minister and you're called a leader, you know what leader in German means? What's the term? That's Führer. Now, and then from the leader you get to a strong man. And then you get to a tyrant and all that. So the mass media, I will show you, Associated Press, dropped Modi from his prime minister position to a leader. Pay attention when that happens. There are some keywords I'm teaching you. And now Pakistan conducts second missile test. India readies civil defense drills. So Pakistan launched a missile a few days ago to make sure it works. And India says, okay, well, that's not good. Tell the Americans to intervene. Yeah, by the way, where are the Americans? Isn't that strange? And I keep saying this, I make each and every video that I made regarding India-Pakistan issue. I made this point. Is it very strange that the West, or you don't hear anything from the West? The Brits don't want to talk about it, even though those were their colonies, right? The United States of America, the big mediator, the peacekeeper of this world, doesn't care. Europe doesn't care. Why? I think because they are part of what's going on over there on the general's side, not on the leader's side. Next, we're going to find out that not the Americans, probably Israel is not interested in India, therefore the Americans don't care about it. Think about it that way, from that perspective. Israel is okay with India and Pakistan getting at it, probably. But guess who is not okay? Iran. So Iran's top diplomat went to Pakistan and India to try to mediate. Not the Americans. No. They don't care. They're like, come on, do it. Hercules, do it. That's one. And then we find out, and this is the last topic, that Dr. Jaishankar, who is the foreign minister of India, he tells the European the way things are, which is we need partners, not preachers. Why? Because the West always preaches and lectures you. He said, we don't need to be lectured by anybody. We are not in that position. Dr. Jaishankar is one of the four foreign ministers on this planet that I really call them foreign ministers. The rest are just pretenders. I am the great pretender. Exactly. It's Annalena Baerbock, the imbecile in European Union, Kaja Kallas, and others like them. Blinken, I would call even, what's his name, Marco Rubio. He doesn't know shit. I mean, listen to him. So what's going on? Who are those guys? Lavrov of Russia, Wang Yi of China, Peter Szijjártó of Hungary, and Dr. Jaishankar of India. These are the biggest. And I can claim another one, and that was, what the hell was his name? Was when Ahmadinejad, the president of Iran, was in charge. He was his foreign minister. Sarif, something like that. Anyway, he has a little like that. He's still in the government right now. He came back into the government, not as a foreign minister. He didn't want to be one. But anyway, I think he's an advisor or something. I can't remember. He's very smart, very smart, very smart. Anyway, let's start with the first topic. Topioka. The Telegraph. May 6. Pakistan's most powerful man holds the key to war with India. Oh, I thought that democracy over there in Pakistan. And look at this guy. All right, this is the guy. Good for him. Good for him. Dressed in uniform and cheered by the audience, the head of Pakistan's army in April echoed the nation's founder in declaring the disputed territory of Kashmir to be Pakistan jugular vein. All right, and this guy was in charge of, let me go to my friend Imran Khan. Remember Imran Khan? Yes. He was thrown away by whom? Where is it? Oh, these guys are trying to, they tell us what they did. The Pakistan army said it tested the Fatah, poop. And then they successful launch of 280-mile Abdali ballistic missile. This is what they did, okay? And here it is. Gen Munir has until now mainly shunned the spotlight, but has become known in Pakistan for his alleged political duel with Mr. Khan, the former prime minister. Mr. Khan was forced from power when he was widely seen as falling out with the army. Got it? Which once sponsored him. The former cricketer, okay, has since accused Gen Munir of trying to crush his PTI party. Got it? So this is the guy. Isn't he? This is general. So this is the general in charge of Pakistan. You might like him. I don't care. I'm not a Pakistani. I don't care. The point is this. Pakistan is, I'm not trying to say the United States is one, but Pakistan is definitely not working in a democratic way. They are just pretending, like the Romanians, pretend they have a democracy when actually it's the intelligence services. In Romania, not even intelligence services, they're the foreign agencies dealing with the baboons over there. So, that's the first one. Second, Associated Press. India's leader, Modi, touted all was well in Kashmir. So, Associated Press, they don't like Modi. This is the leader. Okay, he's not the prime minister. He's the leader. A massacre of tourists shattered that claim. So that's it. It's an attack on Modi, obviously. So it is what it is. We got what we got. I want to see if we have him any terms used for him. All right, here. Indian at the end of it, right? Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi administration. Administration, so they couldn't say leader Modi's administration. They could have. So this is it. Just so you know how they, from the title, from the get-go, call Modi a leader. Remember, and if you don't, that's how they start. Remember Slobodan Milosevic? Remember Maduro? Remember what's his name? The one before Maduro. It escapes me. Chavez, Hugo Chavez. Remember, all these guys were called first president, il presidente, whatever they were, the title, the real title. But hey, Zelensky is always the president, but he was elected, 1,000 years ago. And Putin is a dictator, or the leaders of Russia. Why? Because he was not elected, but only last year. Well, what kind of elections were those? Well, obviously the guys did not vote like us, with the voting machines and the computer program that was like click, 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 click. The winner is, who's the winner? Oh, you said, the winner is Tom Jones, right? Exactly. So that's, remember Milosevic? They started with the president Milosevic. Then Milosevic was a little bit a bad guy. They said the leader of Yugoslavia, and then they dropped him to the strong man, the dictator, tyrant, and all that until he was a criminal. That's the scale. Just so you know from now on. Pay attention. When a country or a leader doesn't do what we tell him to do, he's going to be dropped little by little. Puck. The media will do it, not the presidents. The leaders are going to say, the leaders, our leaders. President Trump, you never hear leader Trump. He's still doing good with Israel and Middle East, so he gets good press. All right, next one. Agence France Presse. Pakistan conducts second missile test. India readies civil defense drills. Okay, who's this guy over here? I think this guy looks familiar. I think that's the guy. Maybe the guy, I love him. It's not my job, but I think that reminds me of Ceausescu. You could see Ceausescu everywhere. And Ceausescu was not okay. Nevertheless, Pakistan conducted a second missile test and India ordered civil defense drills in an escalating standoff over contested Kashmir, and the UN said on Monday has brought the two nations to the brink of war. Where is the United States of America, man? They are negotiating right now with the Russians. They are mediating the war in Ukraine. But those guys both have nuclear weapons. They're at it. Paganini, a little bit of Paganini for you. New Delhi blames Islamabad. We don't care about them. Let's see what these guys are saying. Pakaraka Tsokomoko Vakalaka right here. The Pakistani military said Monday it had tested a surface-to-surface missile with a range of 120 kilometers, 75 miles. That's the first one that these guys mentioned in the first one, I think, somewhere. Right? Kapasaka Makamaka, Lokamoka, Foka, Boka. Was it in the first one? I think it was in the first one. Wasn't it? Or in the second one? Oh, right here. Fatah. So this the Fatah. Isn't Fatah Iranian? 75 missile range, and then they went to the Abdali. All right, we got Abdali now. All right, there it is. So they start with the Fatah. 75 miles, a launch aimed at ensuring operational readiness. The missile test comes as Iranian top diplomat Abbas Parapaka was in Islamabad for talks with Prime Minister Shahbaz Sharif. Where is Mr. Sharif? His father or grandfather? Is he still in London? Great Britain, hiding over there, so he's not charged with embezzlement? I think so. On Monday, or this is the guy. Tehran has offered to mediate between the two nuclear-armed neighbors, and Araghchi will be the first senior foreign diplomat to visit both countries since the April 22 attack. Not only that Iranians are over there, the Chinese offered to mediate, the Russians offered to mediate, but the Americans somehow will do it. Like in Ukraine. All right. Pakistan announced a previous test on Saturday of a surface-to-surface missile with a range of 450 kilometers, about the distance from Pakistan border to New Delhi. It has not said where either of the tests, plural, took place. All right. What do we have here? Muslim Pakaraka Zupukupu. What the hell? Is the same? No, that's true. Because I covered that. What's it? The title? Oh, that's Monday 5. Maybe this is about the other one, because the first one was 70. So yeah, 2 missile tests. Let's go to the next one. Iran's top diplomat in Pakistan to mediate in the escalation with India over the Kashmir attack. My point is Iran goes to mediate, but Americans don't care. Those the Europeans. Now, here, Iranian top diplomat to visit Pakistan, India, to discuss ties. Good for him. Good. And now this is what I like the most. Mr. Foreign Minister, or Mr. Dr. Jaishankar, he says, we look for partners, not preachers. We don't want to be lectured by anybody, especially when those anybody are hypocrites. Jaishankar has called out the hypocrisy of European countries pressuring New Delhi over ties with Moscow. This is the guy. You can frame this one, put it in your car clock, like I do. Indian Foreign Minister Jaishankar has rebuked European leaders for their hypocritical attitude when it comes to South Asian nation. And this is what Jaishankar said. When we look out at the world, we look for partners, not preachers, particularly preachers who do not practice at home what they preach abroad, end quote. He said at the Arctic Circle India Forum on Sunday. Jaishankar was commenting on Europe's difficulty in achieving strategic autonomy, highlighting the continent's reliance on the US for security, Russia for energy, and China for trade, all of which he implied is being challenged by current global realities. At the forum, the minister spoke of the constraints impacting India's ties with Europe, while acknowledging that in New Delhi's relations were better with some nations on the continent and worse with others. Here is Mr. Jaishankar, and I'm quoting, "But for our point of view, if we are to develop partnership, there has to be some understanding, that there has to be some sensitivity, there has to be a mutuality of interest, and there has to be a realization of how the world works. And I think these are all work in progress to differing degrees with different parts of Europe. So some have moved further, some a little bit less." That's what it is. And it says Russian realism. They are with the feet on the ground, my friends. So the war between India and Pakistan, I think, could be just like this. You need a shaky hand or an order from abroad for Pakistan, not India. And I'm not blaming. Unfortunately, I have to say it. All my information that I have point the finger to Pakistan being owned to a certain extent by the Americans, not India. India is not owned by Russia, China, or Israel. But Pakistan is owned a little bit, or a little bit more. I will explain. I will make my point. I bring the evidence by United States of America. United States of America is owned a lot by that country in the Middle East. All right. So why do I say Pakistan is owned by partly by United States of America? It's because money, and the other thing is CIA bases in Pakistan. Remember, CIA uses Pakistan's territory to launch drones into independent sovereign countries surrounding, which is, Afghanistan, to kill terrorists that they don't like, they being the Americans. The ones they like, they go to Kashmir. All right, so that's why I'm saying Pakistan is waiting for an order, not India, and it's idiotic. Well, it is what it is. Maybe these guys are going to do it, and it's going to be a common practice of nuking one another. And Israel will say, well, why should we put up with Iran? Let's do it. The Russians will say, it's been long, 2 years and a half, 3 years and a half in Ukraine. Boom. And then we're just going to settle things. It's going to be a common occurrence, like the rain, the nuclear weapons strikes. So that's what it is with those guys. Now, the guys tried a second missile. And the guys who try to stop this are not the Americans, as I said. The same with, if you remember, Nord Stream 2 pipelines. The Americans are very disinterested. The media is quiet. Nobody says anything. Trump made a statement, and I'm going to cover that in another video, regarding the Nord Stream pipelines. But they know who did it, but they don't talk about it. Now, that was a terrorist attack. It was an international terrorist attack. And the Americans are not interested. Not interesting, man. That tells you what? Thank you very much for being with me again today. And Dr. Jaishankar is right. The Europeans, the West, the civilized West. Why I'm so angry? I'm not trying to bash them. But if you don't call them as they are, they will not change. You have to call them out. What I'm supposed to do? Yeah, I'm a European slave in a freaking, or Western slave in a freaking box. But hey, I'm fatter because they give me food that I don't know what I'm eating. I don't want to be in a box. I want to be like a boar. Not a boar from South Africa, but a boar outside. Free. A little bit slimmer than the pig that is raised by the farmer, which is United States of America. But I'm free at least. I want to be a little bit hungrier. I want to be hungrier but free, or more free, than being incarcerated and being party, and then the time is what's up? Is December? Oh my God, it's Christmas. I'm gonna be clock. No, I don't want to be like that. You want to be like that? Go and vote with the machines. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.